Today I'm going to share with you guys how my husband and I paid off $10,000 worth of debt, fixed our credit, all within 1 year in order to buy our first house. If you're interested, stay tuned. Hey y'all, Shauna here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new type of video. So today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about money. Yeah, I know, a little slippery slope there. But I wanted to share with you guys something that I'm really proud of. My husband and I, let's start with a little backstory here. So when my husband and I were younger, in our early 20s, we were pretty irresponsible. We racked up quite a lot of debt that we didn't always pay. We also both went to school, so we had lots of student loans. We both bought the cars that we wanted to buy, so we both had car loans that were being paid, and we just weren't very responsible. So fast forward to when we got married, we both decided pretty shortly after we got married that we wanted to buy a house. We wanted to have a home to bring our baby home to whenever we finally did get pregnant. But we had some problems there. We had lots of debt. We had horrible credit. When I mean horrible, I mean 500 scores, in the 500s, something like that. They were bad scores, nothing that you can buy a home with. And we had lots and lots and lots of debt. And so we knew we had to fix something. We did talk to a lender in the beginning, and they gave us some suggestions. So I'm going to just kind of walk you guys through what we did, how we paid off $10,000 worth of debt, how we fixed our credit, and how we were able to buy our first home all in 1 year. So I do want to preface this with saying I am not a financial analyst. I don't have a finance degree. I don't work in finance. These are just what we did, how we did this, and just some tips that might be helpful to you. Definitely, if you were trying to buy a home, do your own research. Talk to a lender, talk to a realtor, talk to whoever you need to expert-wise. These are just what we did and our tips. I do have a bachelor's in business administration, and I do have my MBA as well, so I am a little money savvy, I would say, and my husband definitely is too. We do research. We look things up when we do research, but this is just what worked for us. It's not necessarily what's going to work for you. So make sure you do your own research, okay, you guys? So step one, we talked to a lender. We did reach out to a lender and we talked to them, someone we could actually talk to, not just one of the online ones that you apply for online, someone we could actually sit down and talk to, and they kind of pulled our credit and showed us what was on it and what was hurting us. So first off, our credit scores. They were awful. For most home loans, you need to be at a 620 in order to buy a home at least, and ours were nowhere near that. And then next was our debt. So we had a lot of debt, and we had student loans, we had car payments, we both had credit cards, multiple ones, and then on top of that, we both had a lot of things that had gone to collections. So we had a lot of collection debt on there, and that is horrible. Basically, most lenders will not give you a loan if you have collections on your record. Or on your credit history, I guess. And so we decided for us that was going to be our first step, was to be paying off the debt, the collections, which was a lot of work. We both had a lot, probably 5 or 6 things that had gone to collections each, ranging all the way from, I think we had one that was only like $90. But then I had a credit card that had gone collections that was over $30,000. So it was a wide range of debt, but it all needed to get paid. So we reached out to our collection agencies and we made deals and we got all those paid off. That took a long time and it was a lot of money. We did them as we could, just little by little. You know, we had $1,000 in the bank. We'd call one and see if we could negotiate it down and get it paid. We'd call the next one next time we had a chunk of money, so on and so on and so on, until we were able to pay them all off and get all of them off of our record, which, like I said, took a lot of time and a lot of money. The next thing was we decided we needed to pay off both of our cars. So basically, when you're buying a home, they look at your debt to income ratio. And I don't remember the exact numbers that it needs to be, but basically you need to be making enough money to cover all your debt plus the cost of a house payment. And then they also put in like a little wiggle room there. So our debt to income ratio was awful, and so we needed to get some of our debt paid off. So we went to our cars, and both of us were about halfway, if not a little bit more than halfway through paying our cars off. So after we paid off our collections, we worked on paying the cars off, and we got both of those completely paid off as well, which was good. We also looked at our credit cards. We both had a couple credit cards open. We closed any that were just like store credit cards. Like I had a Bell's credit card because I'd worked at Bell's, and so we closed that one. My husband had some other store credit card, and so we closed that one. And we each kept one major credit card open, but we paid those both down to zero and kept their balances at zero completely. So that was another step to help with our debt to income ratio. Student loans, we couldn't do much about. I have $25,000 worth of student loan debt. My husband has over 30. We weren't going to be able to pay those off right away. It just isn't going to happen. We are working on paying those off now, but at the time that just wasn't going to work. But any other debt that we could, we paid off. So collections, credit cards, cars. Basically, the only debt we had on our debt to income ratio was our student loans. That's it. When we finally were able to buy our home. With that, it also helped our credit. So getting the collections off of our credit helped our credit raise. Getting our credit cards paid off helped our credit raise. You do want to be careful about closing credit cards though, because closing them does sometimes hurt your credit a little bit. For us, the benefit of them being closed was more than the downfall of closing a credit card. But that's part of it as well. What else did we do to fix our credit? And then we had to give our credit a little bit of time. Credit doesn't magically overnight fix. So we did have to give it a little bit of time after we had paid off the collections, after we paid off our cars, to get it to like even out, to get it to show that we were doing better. But with all that being said, after we paid off the debt and everything, we were able to buy our first home. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering how we were able to afford this and still live. We cut back a lot. We moved into we'd been living in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment with our dogs comfortably. We moved into a 1-bedroom, crappy little apartment that was teeny tiny, barely fit in it, and we lived there for over a year. We lived there for the whole year while we were trying to do this, while we were trying to pay everything off. And it was a little rough, not comfortable. We also, we'd had a storage unit previously with stuff in it, and we closed our storage unit and we moved everything into the apartment. So basically we had our bedroom, which our closet in the apartment was full of stuff that had been in the storage unit. There was like a tiny little like eating in area. We got rid of our dining room table and we filled that area literally from top to bottom with boxes and tubs. So it was basically just storage. We just ate on the couch while we lived there. And we got rid of, we haven't had cable in years, but we got rid of internet. We got rid of basically any bill that we could cut out, we did. We picked between Netflix and Hulu. We would only do one of them. We cut our cell phones back a lot. We got on a family plan with my mother-in-law, which helped with our cell phones. Anything we could cut back on, we did. And we just lived very frugally for that whole year. And we also worked our booties off. I worked my main job, which was a lot more money than I'd been making previously. My husband worked 2 jobs for a while. And we just worked really hard and paid things off as we could. Every extra dime we made, we went towards paying off debt. We didn't save anything during this time, nothing. Everything went towards paying off our debt. Basically, what we had found is that having a down payment was going to be useless with the amount of debt we had. So it was more important for us to pay off our debt than it was to save up a down payment. And we actually bought our home as a 0 down payment. Luckily, we live out in the country, so we were able to get a USDA loan, which is for rural living, basically. And so it's a 0 down payment type loan. And so we didn't have to do a down payment. If you can do a down payment and pay off all your debt, that's the way you should go. We couldn't do both, and we wanted to stop renting. We wanted to get into a house before Charlie was born, and we just didn't want to keep throwing money away on rent. Rent is literally you like throwing money into the air, just giving it to somebody else, and we just didn't want to do that anymore. We were done with it. So we didn't save anything. We put it all towards our dad. That is all for my story of how we paid off $10,000 worth of debt, fixed our credit, and bought our first home all in 1 year. If you like these kind of money videos, please let me know down below. Leave a comment. If you don't like these kind of videos, also leave a comment down below. I want to know what you guys think, if you like them. If you don't want to see any more type of money videos on my channel, tell me and I won't do any more. I want to know what you guys want to see. So let me know down below, please. And I appreciate you guys staying tuned for this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That's okay too. If you like me or my content, please make sure you hit that red subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications. As I mentioned previously, I will be having a giveaway coming up soon as I reach 250 subscribers. We're almost there. We were at 230 this morning, so we're almost there. As soon as I hit 250, I'm going to be doing another giveaway and then another one at 500 and 1,000. So make sure your bell notification is on so you know when those giveaways happen. Anyways, you guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.